Hey, welcome back to the mill. I'm Jerry from Bigelow Woodcraft, and we've got an important topic I'd like to talk about today. I saw a post the other day, somebody was talking about their blade doing the waves and dips and doos, and there's a few things that can cause that. So one of the things we're going to address today, but the first thing is check your blade. It's got to be sharp. Check the sharpness and the set. But the next thing I would check is your blade guides. You get everything right and your blade guides are in the right position and you got a sharp blade, you shouldn't be getting any waves. You might get a little bit through some knots here and there if you're going too fast, but you shouldn't. So first, number one is your blade. Number two is your blade guides. And we're going to go through that today. And I'm going to take you through the proper way to adjust them, or what I feel is proper for my conditions. You might find a better way, but this is how I'm going to do it. So let me show you what we have here. But first thing you need to do is make sure your belt or your band is tensioned properly. All right, on the Frontier OS27, the minute you take up the slack, 5 cranks from there. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen. There's 2 bolts. A bolt here and a bolt underneath, and then they're on this side as well. These are 10mm heads, so I already broke that one loose. That holds your ceramics in. So we're going to take that one off. This one a little harder to get to, but you want the bolts on the outside here, where it makes it a little harder. If they're coming out this way, they'll interfere with your cants. So keep that in mind. Okay. I'm going to take this one completely off so we can get a good look at what it looks like. All right, there we go. Okay, here's what it looks like. There's the blade guides. Now mine look like they're getting a little worn crooked. That's weird. You can see that in there. Behind there, there's a bearing. See that bearing right there? I find these bearings fail readily, so have these on hand. So here's the blade guides, and I can see this one's really, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to have to look to get some more blade guides. See how worn that is? I want to flip that one upside down. So the flat side, look at that. You can probably see, can you see that? Pretty worn, isn't it? Okay, here's that crooked one. So we're going to push that in there. I'm using little never sees here, anti-seize. Now it's not being used for corrosion on this. It's just so it will slide. I just using it for a lubricant to tap this side in. I'm gonna flip this one over too. Okay, we're gonna put it on this as well. A little never sees. The first thing I'm going to do is adjust this pin that has that machine flat on it, that slot for this set screws. And there's a proper way to do that. The door needs to be latched, and this needs to be in here, going all the way through. Okay, where's the hole? There, comes through. And now you push this till you hit it. So then, I'm just going to tighten that set screw down back there. I don't use this all the time. So we're going to look at the condition of this as well. There it goes. There's one. A little more on this one. All right, again, I'm going to flip these over too. Check out the bearing. Pretty good on this one. So everything's clean. I'm just putting this anti-seize on the side walls just to make those ceramics. On this, I could use anything. Make those ceramics slide in a little easier. All right, I'm going to put these in, flip them over as well. That one's in. That one's in. They go together nicely. I have them both on here, so now we're going to, again, use an anti-seize just to keep it from locking in there. So next time I do this, I have to get in here, it'll be that much easier. They don't have to be crazy tight, but they need to be snug down. Those bearings on the back you saw, those bearings should be about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch from behind the blade. They're not touching the blade when it's running. Only time they come into play is when you're pushing maybe a little too hard, or it keeps the blade from being pushed backwards and falling off the wheels. So I touch it right there and just let it slack like that. These have to be snug, but don't strip them out. Okay, that's snug. So both blade guides are adjusted forward and back. So now what we want to do is we want to get the blade guide thickness right. Now my trick is 3/1000 per side using a piece of paper. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get these screws ready to lock them in. Again, a little never seize on them. And you want these screws on the outsides, guys, so they don't interfere with your milling operation. There. Here we go. To be honest with you, I should have put these on before I slipped that one on, especially that one, because they're a little hard to work on this backside. Keep in mind, if you're just going to adjust your blade guides, you don't need to do all this. But I knew my blade guides were worn and I was going to probably flip them over, so I wanted to pull them out and look at them. So if you're just adjusting the blade guides for the thickness, the gap between the blade guide and the blade, you only need to loosen these bolts up. I'm shooting for about 3/1000, so I'm going to put a piece of paper right on top and a piece of paper right on bottom. So we have the 3/1000 in there, so I'm just going to push. What I don't want to do is I don't want to deflect the blade when I push it in, though. See, I can... So I think right there. All right, that side looks good. I like that. So if we did everything right, we have 3/1000 of play top and bottom. And we're about 1/8 of an inch, remember, from the back here. These should be able to spin freely, which that one does and that one does. And that just keeps the blade from getting pushed back off to the back of the mill. Let's give you a close-up of that. Guys, that's the way I do it, and I feel that's the proper way to do it. Like I said, if you only need to adjust your blade, guys, it's been a long time since I've adjusted mine. You only have to loosen those 2 bolts on the outside, those 2 10mm, and then push them down. Mine had some wear, so I took them completely out and I flipped them over this time. I'm going to just look into getting another set of those blocks, ceramic blocks. I imagine you can get them from Norwood. So I'll look into that. We addressed the bearings on the back where the blade butts up to that bearing if you put a lot of pressure on the mill, and that just keeps the blade, remember, from coming off the wheels and getting pushed backwards. That'll do it, guys. If you have any questions or other concerns or something else you want to see me do and how to do it on the mill, just shoot me a message and maybe we can look into it if it's something I know about. I've been using this mill for over 3 years now. Any problems with this mill other than problems I've induced on my own. So, okay, guys, we'll see you at the mill next time. You have a great day. Take care. And we'll get back to work here.